stream. And a big thank you to Desert Financial Credit Union for sponsoring our KRIM Community Spotlight program. Well, good morning, Rim Country. Chris Higgins in the studio. Hope you're having a wonderful Thursday morning, or as we like to call it, Friday Eve here at KRIM. That's right, tomorrow is Friday, so you're almost there. You can make it. Well, this morning we're going to be talking about the Payson Book Festival, which takes place this Saturday at the Mazatzal Hotel and Casino. Doors open at 9 o'clock and the event goes to 2:30. And in the studio this morning have a couple of guests that are going to tell us a little bit more about themselves and what's happening at the book festival. First, we have Elaine Vortruba.
Correct.
And she is with the Gila County Library District. And you're going to be sharing with us all about the Kid Zone.
Yay,
so that's
kids.
I know, that's very exciting. And then we have author Brenda Whiteside. Good morning, Brenda.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Oh, you are so welcome. Thank you for coming in. And you'll be talking about the books that you'll have there at the book festival and a little bit about yourself. And this book festival is just amazing that they have built it up to 80 Arizona authors coming from all over the state, right here to Payson, to the Mazatzal Hotel and Casino, the ballroom. And it's just a great event for people in the area to attend. And also a lot of people come up from the valley to this book festival as well. So Elaine, if you could start with the Kid Zone and the Gila County Library District. You've been involved with this book festival since the beginning, correct?
Well, not quite the beginning.
Okay.
I kind of came in a little bit later.
Okay.
In 2019, I had a conversation with some of the past startup people with the book festival and was very excited and said, why don't we have things for children? And they looked at me and said, why don't you do something for children?
Yeah, great idea, Elaine. What are you going to do? Yeah.
So we kind of began this on our end with the Kid Zone in 2019. The book festival is all about literacy, and what better place for me to butt in with early childhood illiteracy. So that's the library's big push anyway, is literacy in children. So what a perfect place to add to the book festival.
Yes. So what takes place in the Kid Zone?
Well, we have a lot of fun, but we're also trying to bring in that creativity that those kids have. Let's tap into that. So this year, what we're going to do is have them come in with we're going to provide some prompts and let them create their own book, our own story, or their own poem. Some of those little guys, let's do a 4-stanza poem. That's a creative way to get those juices flowing that can lead into some other creative writing. And then also, while we're at it, let's go ahead and illustrate our story, our poem, our book. So we've got all kinds of fun, creative things. We were going to have a puppet show. Unfortunately, I think our gal that's been going to, Miss Susie, she's becoming ill, so she's not going to make it, I don't think, unless it's at the last minute. But we're going to do some more creative things in lieu of that.
Gotcha. Okay. Oh, that's yeah. So the puppet show not happening unless you get a last-minute puppeteer to fill in.
Exactly.
There.
But you know what? We've got some great people in the library district, so I think we can probably come up with some fun things.
Hey, there we go. Well, that sounds great. Again, there'll be lots of things for kids to do in the Kid Zone. And then there are just a ton of children's books as well. Authors that write children's books that are at the book festival too.
Absolutely. So we're going to have a lot of time reading some of those fun books and doing a lot of creative thinking on those fun books.
There you go. So Brenda, have you been part of the Payson Book Festival before?
I have off and on.
Okay.
I took part when it was over at the college.
Okay.
And for a few years, and then I've also done it at the casino. And then in 2019, I kind of had a year where I needed to just, I didn't get out and do different book signings and stuff. I was really honed in on some of my writing. I was taking back some books from a publisher and writing a new series and so forth. So I laid off, and in so doing, then COVID came, you know. So then that kind of put a into, excuse me, into in-person things.
Yes.
And by the time they started it back up, I couldn't get in. I mean, that is a very popular festival, and if you're not on the list, you know, so it took me, last year I tried to get in again, but I was, there's, the prior authors have, you know, first choice.
Yes.
So I managed to get a half a table this year. I got in, so now I got my foot in the door. I'll probably do it every year from now on.
Yeah. Wow, that's, I know, one of the authors we had in our last program, Haley Rose, she's from LA, and she said but she lives now here in Arizona, but she said she goes to the LA Book Festival, which is a big one.
Very big, yeah.
She goes to the Tucson Book Festival, which is a
huge.
big one. And then she said she's been out to the Miami Book Festival, which is another big one. She said that she feels the Payson Book Festival is better than the Miami Book Festival, as far as people that are that attend, that buy books, that are serious about books, other authors, to where Miami Book Festival is obviously a much bigger book festival, but she said, you know, people are there just looky-loos, walking around, not so much interested in maybe the books or the authors, but just, it's an event, let's be seen, or this or that. Where she said the Payson Book Festival is just a really solid book festival that she looks forward to coming to, even though she does these bigger book festivals. So I thought, wow, that's amazing. Talk about, this group doing such a great job. Connie Cockrell and her crew doing an amazing job putting this book festival together. And just like you said, Brenda, the demand. I mean, authors want to be here. They have a limited space, and boy, it can be a challenge to get in.
And I know that we have really worked at trying to pack more authors in there to give them that opportunity. So it is a max point for how many we can have in there, and it's just been phenomenal. There's times when you can't hardly walk around. It's so full with people walking around talking to those authors and enjoying those stories and those conversations.
Wow, it's great. It's a great event. Again, if you're just tuning in or just started watching on our KRIM radio Facebook live stream, the Payson Book Festival 9th Annual is this Saturday, July 13th, from 9 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. at the Mazatzal Hotel Casino. It's in the ballroom, and you enter directly into the ballroom, which is nice. You don't have to go through the casino, but you come in.
Actually,
I think you do.
You do have to?
You have to go through the casino, yeah, because they close those big doors for the air conditioning.
Okay, gotcha. So you come in through the casino and then into the ballroom. Okay, yeah, just walk
Right there.
Straight through.
straight through, yeah, on the side by
Turn
the
left.
restrooms. Turn left. There you go.
Save that money for the books.
Yeah, I know, yeah. Don't stop at the machines. Stay off the machines. Yeah, come on. That's funny. So Brenda, how long have you been writing? How long?
I signed my first book contract in 2019 with a publisher called the Wild Rose Press. And I still have a couple of books with them. So I've been publishing every year since.
Wow, and so you were born and bred, I like that, born and bred in Arizona. So you are a native, Arizona native. But it says you lived in 6 different states and a couple different countries. Where did you live abroad?
We lived in Germany
Okay.
for 3 years.
Uh-huh.
My husband was in the service when
Okay.
I married him. So that's where we did a lot of moving, but I kind of liked it.
What base over there?
Herzegovina, which
Wow.
doesn't even exist anymore.
Yeah, I've not heard of it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they moved, the last year we were there, they moved down to Munich.
Okay.
And we put in for an overseas out because he was due to get out. We thought, we'll just stay here and travel around, because we hadn't done enough of that. And they denied us, and sent us to Florida for the last 8 months, so.
It could have been worse, you
Yeah.
know. Florida, it could have been like.
Kinda like the fishing along the way.
Yeah, could have been like North Dakota or something.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So it says that in your books, you incorporate a lot of like Arizona, places in Arizona.
Yeah, I like to use Arizona. I make the towns fictitious names. Like one of my series, I think you'll probably recognize Flagstaff.
Okay.
And another series you'll recognize Jerome. And the series I'm working on right now is modeled after Prescott. So, but I do change up the names because I want to be a little more flexible. You know, it's like one of my books that is actually Prescott and then Chino Valley. When it goes over to Chino Valley a little bit, I had a reader say, "There's no railroad running through Chino." Well, if you close your eyes and listen real close, you can hear that railroad. So I like to, you know, fictionalize the towns and be a little more flexible that way. But yeah, they're all set in Arizona.
Gotcha. And you can learn more about Brenda and all of the other authors that are going to be in attendance at the Payson Book Festival this Saturday by going to the website paysonbookfestival.org. And then most of the authors, they also have links to their websites.
Right.
And yours is brendawhiteside.com. And there you can, again, learn more about Brenda's books, purchase the books, and audio books as well. You have audio books.
I do have some audio books out.
Okay.
Yes.
Nice.
I haven't done one in a couple of years, but there's a whole series and then there's an individual audio book. So yeah, that's a whole nother.
It's a whole other beast, huh?
Yeah.
And then you have children's books as well.
I have two, and I'm
Okay.
waiting for my co-author, who is my granddaughter,
Oh,
to tell me what the third book is about.
That's great.
Yeah, she came up with this idea when she's 11 now, and she came
Uh-huh.
up with this idea when she was 8 because she had gotten a new puppy that was a pit bull.
And is that Sadie or Max?
That's Sadie.
Sadie, okay.
Yes, and Max is her pit bull, and she
Okay.
felt pit bulls were getting a very bad rap.
Mm-hmm.
And she just had the sweetest pity ever.
Yeah.
So she decided we need to write books that show people that pit bulls are really good dogs.
Yeah.
So we've written 2.
Uh-huh.
I'm waiting for that third idea, but you know, at 11, she's starting to get into
Yeah.
some other things.
Other things,
so.
getting a little distracted by
Yes,
other
yes.
things. So, yeah, Sadie and Max to the rescue.
Yeah.
That is the first one.
No, that's the
The
second.
second one?
Yeah.
Okay, and then Sadie and Max have the best Christmas in the entire world.
That's the Christmas where she got where she got Max
Got
for a
Max.
present. Yes.
Okay. Is Max the little gray one? He's gray?
Yes, he's. I think he's a blue nose,
Okay.
and he's a. You know, they call a lot of dogs pit bulls that are. They're like mutts, really.
Like
they're
a
a
terrier and different.
Yeah, they're a mixture. There are some purebred
Mhm.
that come under that, but
Yeah.
I think Max is part blue Staffordshire Terrier,
Oh, okay.
which he just really looks at. But they just call them all pit bulls
Yeah.
unless they're purebred.
Yeah.
So he is a sweetheart. He is. She thinks he's really cute. I think he's really.
No.
But he is a
mother's
sweetheart.
love.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's how we have a little boy, Jin. He's a American bulldog with some pit terrier.
Yeah.
And but he's about 100 pounds. He's a big old white guy with a pink nose. But yeah, he just wants to cuddle with you.
Oh, yeah.
And give kisses all day long. He just wants to cuddle and kiss. That's what he wants to do.
Yeah, this
And
dog
that's funny.
you just want to say, put the tongue back in your mouth. Just wants to let you do that. But Sadie called me on the way here. I have to relay a little short story. She called
Yeah.
me on the way here and said, Nana, I have a story. And I said, well, go ahead. And she says, well, there's this guy in a red truck that we see a lot when we take Max for a walk. And this morning he stopped and talked to Mommy. And he told her that he was attacked by a pit bull a couple of years ago. But after seeing Max so many times and interacting with him, he is no longer afraid of pit bulls.
Hmm.
And Sadie says, see, Nana, that's what we're trying to do. That's what my books are gonna do too.
Wow,
Oh,
that's-
gosh, I love that
that's-
story.
Yeah, that's great. Boy. So then some of your other books,
That
I'm
I'm
looking
more
at.
into, yes.
Yeah, Wild Horse Peak series.
Uh-huh.
Looking at that, Discover the Heat, Discover the Chills. Ooh.
Very intriguing.
I know, yeah. And there's, it looks like 5 books in that
There are
series?
5 in that series.
Okay. And what, out of, and you have quite a few here, Chocolate Martini Sisters, The Morning After, Sleeping with the Lights On, Post-War Dreams.
Mhm.
Wow, so, I don't know, which series or which books maybe were your favorite? Or did you have the most fun writing?
The third book in the Wild Horse Peaks was a lot of fun for me, and she's still one of my favorite characters, Phoebe, because
Uh-huh.
she's a mystery writer. She's a murder
Mhm.
mystery writer, and she's a little off the wall. So I had fun with her, you know?
You don't know what to expect.
And-
But the series I'm writing right now,
Uh-huh.
which is the Chocolate Martini Sisters,
Uh-huh.
got me into a different genre. My other books are romantic suspense,
Okay.
thrillers type. The
Mhm.
Chocolate Martini Sisters is cozy mystery.
Mhm.
If you don't know what cozy mystery is, it's amateur sleuths, usually
Okay.
women,
Mhm.
40s or later, that, well, think of Murder, She Wrote,
Yeah,
and
that's-
Jessica
yeah.
Fletcher.
Yep.
So our books are Jessica Fletcher times 2 because they're sisters and they solve the
Mm.
crimes in the small town of Wyatt, Arizona.
Wyatt?
Yeah,
Wyatt.
Wyatt, Arizona. Yes, named after the brothers that were there a lot. So
Uh-huh.
it's real westerny, modern westerny, because it's
Gotcha.
in this little town. And yeah, and it came as a result of a celebration my sister and I do on our birthdays. She lives in Prescott.
Okay.
And our birthdays are about 6 months apart. And so we always go to the Hacienda Inn in Prescott and have a chocolate martini.
Mm.
And so after a few years, we started calling ourselves the Chocolate Martini Sisters, and I went, oh wow, this is a
You
mystery
gotta
series.
go with that one.
Yeah,
Oh.
so that's how it was born, and I contacted a friend of mine in Minnesota
Uh-huh.
who is a mystery writer, because I'm suspense, and there's a big difference between mystery and suspense.
Okay.
So I wasn't sure, I've not tried doing a mystery. You always know who the bad guys are in my books, because I like to put you into their head.
Mm-hmm.
So I contacted her, because she's so good at mystery, and so we write it together.
Just quickly, can you explain, because I'm trying to, in my mind, like think of the difference between mystery and suspense. So what is the
Okay,
difference?
so the big difference is, in a mystery, you're not supposed to know who the villain is until the end. You're going to go along and you're going to try to figure it out the same as the hero or heroine or whoever. In a suspense,
Mhm.
you may know from page 1,
Okay, gotcha.
but you don't know what he's going to do.
Yeah.
And therein lies the suspense. You know this guy is evil, or woman in some
Yeah.
cases, and you don't know what they're going to do. So you do know, but in a mystery, you
Yeah.
don't know. Now, there can be mystery within the suspense,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it's
yeah,
that, it's
okay.
that who done it. A mystery is a who done it.
Yes, so that's the main thing that differentiates the two.
Right, yeah.
I never really thought of that.
And so many people, they go back and forth between the two, so it kind of,
It gets confused.
it does get very
Yeah,
confusing.
I got dinged in a
Yeah.
review one
Yeah.
time that said, well, duh, I knew who the bad guy was right away. And I'm like, well, duh, it was a suspense,
Suspense.
not a mystery.
It's not a mystery,
Yeah.
yeah, so there is that confusion.
What do you call then the books that, where they trick you and they convince you or try to convince you that the bad guy or bad person is this person, but then at the end, it's someone different?
That's a mystery.
That's a mystery?
Definitely.
It's just
yeah.
a really good writer.
Yeah.
Or
Which is
that's
what we
the-
do. In the Chocolate Martini Sisters, you've got usually 2 to 4
Possibly.
people.
Possibly.
You're trying to figure out, okay, oh, no, they did, no, they did. So,
Gotcha,
my
okay.
co-author, Joyce Prohl, is she's good at weaving those mysteries, and
Mm.
then, you know, she gives us the basic, yeah, I
devious
don't know if she
brain,
ever
huh?
quit, I don't know what I do, but anyway,
So, and I love the titles of these books, Candy, Cigarettes, and Murder.
Mhm.
And then Reading, Writing, and Murder. Cornbread, Ribs,
And murder.
and Murder. You guessed it. I know.
And the one we're writing right now is Puppies, Yoga,
Murder.
Oh, that's
If
great.
that doesn't make people want to read your books,
I
I don't
know,
know what will.
I know, yeah, that's great. Again, if you're just tuning in or started watching our live stream, talking with Elaine Vertuba from the Gila County Library District, and Brenda Whiteside, author that's going to be at the Payson Book Festival this Saturday. And Elaine is going to be heading up, I believe, or managing, running. You're going to be there. Right?
Oh,
In the
I
Kids
will
Zone,
definitely
right?
be there.
Yeah, okay.
I will be down on the floor with the authors, shoving people up to the
There
kids
you
zone.
go.
I'm the referee.
You're the- or the person, like when you go to a city on the street, getting you into the
I'm the
tour
little
of the
cheer-
show
yeah, I'm the
or
little
whatever
cheerleader
it is.
going
Hey, come on, you want to see this? Come on in here, get your tickets, But
Well, the library district will have a table and we'll be showing off all the things that the libraries have to offer
Nice.
along with, because obviously, you know, people, if they can't afford to buy every single book in there that they would love to buy, go to the library and you'll be able to also check them out as well. At least maybe like the first one of Brenda's and then they can go buy the rest of them.
there you go.
and the library now has capability for ebooks.
It definitely does, so you can also
Yes.
get it on ebook, which also, you know, whether the library has bought the copy or we're buying an e-version of the copy, the author still gets that revenue down the road a little bit.
And this event, again, great for all ages, families. You know, parents, bring your kids because there are so many children's books
There's a
for them.
ton of children's
But also
books.
in the kids zone, they can make their own book.
They can do their own book. We're gonna have on-demand story times, which means as soon as we've got, you know, one or two kids in there and they want to read a story, I'll let them help pick it out, and we will sit there, and we have some great staff that are great at story time. So we do all kinds of fun things with stories and books.
There you go, and that's happening again this Saturday at the Mazatzal Hotel and Casino, and starts at 9 o'clock. That's when doors open, goes to 2:30. And again, this is presented by the Rim Country chapter of Arizona Professional Writers, which they've done just an incredible job putting this Payson Book Festival together. And you get authors from here in Payson or the Rim Country, like Brenda, you're down in Tonto Basin, right? So there are some local authors, and then authors from the valley and different parts of the state as well.
And a wide range of genres, I might add. I mean,
Oh,
everything
yes.
from westerns to romance to suspense and mystery.
Fantasy.
Probably some nonfiction.
There is,
And
yes.
fantasy, fantasy.
Lots of fantasy, lots of young adult stuff going
Yeah,
on, so
yeah.
yeah, come on down.
Yeah, no, there really is. You know, one of the authors, it was last show with Haley Katrina Shawver, and her book is about Henry, a Polish swimmer's true story of friendship from Auschwitz to America.
Oh.
So, I mean, it was, and then Haley, the books, I think she does children's books, so Gomer the Gassy Goat. And, so,
Which is hysterical.
I know, that's her best-selling book, she said. And so the diversity, like you said,
Yeah.
Brenda,
Yeah.
it's amazing, just the different authors and accomplished authors. I saw on your website, it says award-winning.
Yeah, finally.
Yeah.
Took a few years, but
Well,
yeah,
tell us
yeah.
about that, yeah.
Well, some of my books have won awards, so I can say that. You
Yeah.
know? So like One Year Nest, which is National Excellence in Storytelling, something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Anyway, I've won some
Yeah.
of those awards.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Wow.
I felt like the bridesmaid for a lot of years, you know? But these last couple of years, I've finally was the bride, so
Congrats.
I won a few awards, yeah.
And that must have felt great.
Well, it does,
Yeah.
it does. I mean, it's either getting reviews or winning some awards. It makes you feel like maybe you're doing the right thing, keeps you going,
Mhm.
so, yeah.
And what's great is when you go to the Payson Book Festival, you get a chance to meet all of the authors, but also talk to them. So if you are an aspiring author
Oh.
and you don't know where to get started, or just, or maybe you got started, but you're stuck
Yeah.
and you have questions, it's great because all of the authors are very willing to talk to you, to give you some advice, to share their experiences. And I see on your website, Brenda, you offer editing services.
Yeah, I edit, and I enjoy that almost as much as writing my own works, because normally I get, a lot of beginners. And so that's fun. I'm a what I call a teaching editor. So I don't
Okay.
just edit, I tell them why we're doing what we're doing.
Gotcha.
So that's a lot of fun. I really, every time I do one of these, you always meet, people come up and say, oh, I want to write, or I've got this idea, or, I've got 5 books under my bed, and it's just a lot of fun to talk to them. And I've got to say that this career path, being an author, is the most sharing group of people I've ever met. I mean, they don't like, ooh, I'm selling books, so I'm not going to tell you how I'm doing that.
Yeah.
No, I mean, they will just open up and tell you everything. So it's a really fun profession to be in. And I do like working with other authors.
That's something that I've heard from all of the authors that I've interviewed, is the networking, the community, and how tight the community is. The different groups that there are where authors get together, encourage each other, inspire each other, work with each other. So that's a great community to be part of.
Yeah, and I want to say one thing in case we have some beginning authors listening to us. Some of them go down the wrong path and they pay big to get their book published, or they pay huge amounts to get it edited, and you don't have to do that anymore. There are, there are a lot of good ways to become published that just don't get trapped. There's so many scams out there anymore. It really does scare me.
And it's crazy because in every industry, everywhere, there's unfortunately people that prey on others, that scam. So even in writing books.
Right.
That's,
Such a
golly,
sad,
I know.
I mean, when I edit a book, I can't imagine not helping and then getting something for my time, but
Guiding those newbies,
Yeah.
That's great.
So I enjoy that.
No, that's very good. So again, this Saturday from 9 to 2:30 p.m. is the 9th Annual Payson Book Festival at the Mazatzal Hotel Casino. Don't want to miss this event. It's a wonderful event. 80 plus authors from all over Arizona. And the booths, it's very interesting also listening to the authors and some of the booths, just the props they bring or everything.
Oh,
they
it's
bring.
fantastic. Just go
Yeah.
walk around and look at those tables.
Costumes, whatever it is. Some of them that are artists, they say they're, drawing, they're creating art right there, at their booth. And then, of course, the Kids Zone, put on by the Gila County Library District, and great activities for kids. So it's just, again, a wonderful event, and it's such an honor to have it here in Payson.
And it's free to get in?
That's the
There we go, and that is
That's the big plug.
thing,
Yeah.
Big plus. And then there's also, I know we talked about it, the first show we did about the Payson Book Festival, but there are the raffle baskets as
Yeah.
well.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yes, and just great raffle basket or silent auction, I
It's
think.
a silent auction, and the things that have been contributed to those baskets, it's vendors locally.
Yep.
So it kind of gives a good representation of our area, Payson, Pine, Strawberry. Fantastic things in those baskets, so you can observe them, look at them, and then write down your
Yeah.
bid.
And also authors, I think, contribute, all of the
A lot of
authors.
Well, there's some
contribute.
door prizes
Yeah.
Yes.
going to be
Yeah.
just given out. And
Yes.
those are books that we authors are
Yep.
contributing, so.
Yes. No, so, opportunities to win, some books and also to bid on some great silent auction baskets. So, all right. Well, thank you so much, Elaine, for coming in. Thank you, Brenda.
Thank you.
And we'll see you guys out there this Saturday at the Mazatzal Hotel Casino for the 9th Annual Payson Book Festival.
Thanks,
All
everyone.
right.
Come on. Yes,
Yes.
come on down and see us.
All right, well, time to get back to the music here on KRIM with the Cars, Eagles, Aerosmith, and more. But first, how about we get a quick update from the National Weather Service? Perfect. All right, see you later, guys.